Okay, I think we are live. Hey guys, welcome to tonight's edition. We have Paul Dufay of PDY Photography. All right, as usual, let me share the link. Who are we getting here first? I don't think I like the way I sound. I don't think I like the way I sound. Hey guys, if you're in here, let me know how I sound. Do I sound okay or I sound some way? I just listen to myself and I don't think I like the way I sound. I don't know if it's my voice or something. Dixon, today you're first. Wow, Dixon, where are you from? Let me know, where are you from? Because today you happen to be the first person here, followed by Akosia and then Gilbert. Dixon, where are you joining us from? I need to know. So I see what I can do for you. For being the first person in the chat today, tell me where you're joining us from. Yo, Bam, what's up? Okay, as usual, I'm trying to shrink. Sound okay. All right. Bam, you're not first too. This is how I see it here. Dixon, Akosia, Hetty, Gilbert, and then Models Hub. Hey, Evans, how are you doing? Evans, how is my video today? Does it look better today? Like, is it improving? Let me know, then I'll show you my setup. So, Dixon, let me know, where are you joining us from? Because you happen to be first today. And oh, if you're in any WhatsApp group, or if you can share it on your WhatsApp status or Facebook, kindly do, so we get more people coming in here. But for now, I'm just sharing in the groups that I can. Manche, how did my Akwateshi get to Manche? Oh, okay, Evans, thank you. So I'm still working on my light. Now I'm using the these light panels. So I've put it in the softbox. Hold on, I'll show you how I've done it in a moment. Let me just share the video. Yes, Quams, we are live. Hey, Dixon, you're from Soweto. Wow, that's cool. See, today for being first over here, come have a shoot in my studio. 1 hour free session. Yeah? Oh, okay. So Dixon, come have a shoot in my studio. I mean, I'm at Spintex. So instead of you renting my studio, I'm giving it to you for 1 hour. Or if you like, let's have a collabo shoot. So if you're down for it, let me know. You can, if you have my WhatsApp number, just send me a WhatsApp, or you can just send me a message on Instagram. For being first, Akosia, you weren't first, so you were second. Akosia, you were second, so yeah, bam, CEMA for life. Unfortunately, I've left CEMA. I'm now at Spintex, but still, it's still CEMA. Okay, one last one. This one, okay. I want a painted backdrop. Hey, wait, you want a painted backdrop? Stella Day for contact Pixel Junkies. Yeah, Stella has got you covered. If any painted backdrop you want, any canvas backdrop you want, Stella has you covered. So just contact him. Now, Ajin, the first person here is the first person who got in here is Dixon, followed by Akosia. Akos, you were second. Let me see. By the end of the session, I'll find something for. Well, we still have our giveaway coming on. Forgive me if you see me looking down here, because today I've placed the camera up here, so now I'm looking straight into the camera, and now I'm looking on the screen. So forgive me if I keep moving up and down like that. Yeah, I'm forgiven, right? All right. Bafo, do you want to see my setup? Nah, Ajin, you were not first. If you guys want to see my setup, just say yes. If you want to see my setup, say yes. If I get 5 people saying yes, I'll show you my setup. But for now, let me get PDY on, then we can start our session. We are talking to a wedding photographer today. Hey, t-shirt pa. Okay, all right. All right. Let me show you guys. It will cause a little problem. But see, I'm using a webcam. So over here, see, this is a softbox I'm using with an LED light inside. See, so that is mounted on a C stand like that. Yeah, so basically that's my light setup. So I'm coming back to myself over here like this. Awesome. Okay, yes, and you guys can see me. That's good. Akos, let me see. Akos, by the time this session ends, I'll get something for you, okay? Just remind me before I forget. Yeah, Ivan. So far, that's the webcam I got for now. I'm still waiting for the light to come so that I'll get one. I'm sure once I get that light, everything will be there. Then this panel can be behind me to separate me. So I'm using white. That's why I'm interested blowing some on there. That's my white backdrop. There is none to buy anymore, but we are managing this for now. Today I'm drinking juice. This is apple juice, not sponsored. See, but I prefer my condenser mic to the AirPod. So next time I'll just I know I have set up a station for my YouTube videos, and I don't want to dismantle it to bring it here. That's why I'm still using the AirPod. Otherwise, normally I'll be using the condenser mic. I like the sound of that one way better than this one. So PDY will be with us shortly. Then we start tonight's session. He's a wedding photographer. So today we are moving away from like an all-round photographer to someone who has specialized in weddings. So we'll find out from him how he gets his clients, how he started, what motivated him to start, how he lights his weddings, how he delivers his weddings, how come he's made a name for himself as a wedding photographer. And the biggest part of it, he's not based in Accra. Most of you think only people in Accra, get these gigs and all that. No, Paul is not in Accra. We'll find out from him where he's based once he joins us. So, hey, okay, so models will be sharing airtime. Happy is sharing airtime. So, guys, Cassie is sharing airtime as we wait for PDY to join. Hold on 1 second. So as we wait for him to join, let me just post the video link here. So if somebody is here and needs to join briefly, Okay, so PDY, if you're in, just tap on the StreamYard link I've posted, and just tap on the link, and it will add you to the video. He's almost here. Very, very soon he will join us. So start dropping your questions. If you have specific questions, just drop them so I can ask him as soon as he enters. Yeah, Nanaya, welcome. Don't forget to like the video. If you're using your phone, just close the chat and then tap on the thumbs up. If your thumbs up is gray, it means you haven't done that. So just tap on it till it becomes blue. And if your subscribe button is red, it means you haven't subscribed yet. So just tap on it for it to become gray, which means you've joined us. Yeah. Where is Paul? PDY, if you're here, just type hi in the chat or something so that we know you're here. Okay, all right. So Paul is here. Let me add him right away. All right, Paul. What's up,
my brother? Hello. Yeah. Everything is fine. Hope everything is fine at your end too. Yeah, and everything. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, we can hear you. I like the two women behind you.
Okay. Let's bring it down. Mine didn't go there.
Oh, you're bringing it down. So, okay. Welcome. Samuel, welcome. So, guys, we have Paul here, who is going to be our guest for tonight. Now, Paul is full-time into weddings. So we are going to find out from him why weddings, what motivates him, how he likes, his weddings, what goes through on a normal wedding day, how he delivers his works, and the cons and pros of being a wedding photographer. And he's not based in Accra, so we'll find out how come he's been able to survive outside Accra. Some of us are in Accra, and 1 gig a month if we don't get, but he's not in Accra. He gets all the gigs all the time. So, Paul, welcome to tonight's session. Your video is going up.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to put my phone on airplane mode so that no call comes.
Nobody calls.
Yeah. Yes. So, okay. So I think that is good. And
it's better now?
Yes. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, we can hear you properly.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
All right, and let me find out for my guests also. Guys, if you can hear Paul clearly, just type it in there, yes, so that we can continue. Yes, Paul, tell us a bit about yourself. What's your name?
Okay, my full name is Paul Deuce Yao. So the PDY simply stands for Paul Deuce Yao. So that's basically my name. Paul, the Deuce
so it's Deuce. I always thought it was Deuce or something.
Actually, when it comes to that name, I accept anyway. You mention it. Okay. So when you mention Deuce, I accept it. Deuce, I accept it. Anything goes. What matters for me is the Yao.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So your PDY Weddings is for Deuce Yao, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Welcome to tonight's session. Now, tonight we want to get to know you. We've been hearing of PDY Weddings, and the first time I heard of your name, I think we've been in the same group for some time, but the first time I had to pay attention to your name, I think that was 3 years ago. I had this wedding, a bride from Kumasi who wanted me to shoot her wedding, and I think she gave a date which I wouldn't be available. The first date, I wasn't going to be available. So she was like, oh, she has 3 other people to pick from, so I should help her pick. And your name was the only recognizable name. So I told her, well, this is the only person I can vouch for because I've heard of his name. I'm in the same WhatsApp group. If anything, I can still grab him for you so that we can lash him or something. So that was the first time I got to hear your name. Now, Paul, where are you based?
I'm currently based in Takrady. I used to be at Takwa, but now I moved to Takrady just to be closer to the sea.
Okay, okay, all right. So what kind of photography do you do?
Okay, basically I specify in wedding photography. That's what I do most of the time, and maybe some portraits, one or two when I'm free, and then I have some clients who want to do portraits. I do that one, but 99% of the time it is weddings.
Okay, so for how long have you been a wedding photographer?
I started wedding photography in, let's say, since 2016, thereabouts, when I was in school. And ever since then,
Hmm.
I've enjoyed it, and I've never thought of changing it to any other type of photography.
And all this while it's been in Takwa and Takrady, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So I was in
Wow,
Takwat.
never in Accra. So okay. So tell us, how has it been like, photography outside Accra? Majority of the photographers are based in Accra, and most of them say the market is in Accra. Tell us what motivated you to start this thing outside Accra?
Okay, actually, I had no choice actually because in my situation, I was attending school in Takwa, University of Mines and
Hmm.
Technology. And then when I first picked up the camera, I was in school. And when I decided to join wedding photography, I was still in school. So I had no choice than to start in Takwa. Do you get it?
Hmm.
So it wasn't like I had to decide whether Takwa or Accra. If I choose Accra, I have to end school and go and stay in Accra. Do you get it?
Okay. So why weddings? There are other genre of photography. Why did you choose photography? Why did you choose wedding?
No, okay, basically, uh, the thing is, quite surprisingly, before I joined wedding photography, I haven't attended any wedding in my life. No wedding at
Hmm.
all. But the first time I went there with one senior man, he's called Charlie Event. When I started photography, I called on him to guide me for some few things, and then he allowed me to join him on a wedding. And when I got there, in fact, I was happy. And I'm a kind of person that likes happy moments. Do you get it? I don't entertain
Hmm.
myself that much, but when I see people happy, I'm happy. So I just decided to, oh no, this one, anytime you go to a wedding, the main goal there is to go and celebrate somebody's happiness. Do you get it? So then I decided, okay, let me choose wedding and go that way. And that's it.
I see. Okay. Did you have any prior education in photography? Did you go to school to learn photography or something like that?
Actually, no, I didn't go to any school to learn photography, but I've spent most of my times online researching on wedding photography, especially. When I
Okay.
started photography, like I said, I was back then in the school for engineering students. Excuse me. All we do over there is
Hmm.
engineering, and I was an environmental and safety engineer. So there's no way we don't have anything related to photography over there. The closest I could say is maybe computer science. You get it? Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I didn't get any formal education or went to any school for photography.
Okay. I see. That's like a self-taught photographer. Now, is this your full-time business?
Yes, currently this is my full-time business. It is only
Wow.
recently, just less than a month, that I added food, that is catering services to
Okay.
my
Okay. So how
my
how has
gigs, basically.
COVID-19 affected your photography business?
Uh, it has been a big blow to all of us as wedding photographers because we are relying on the crowd meeting, people meeting to celebrate so that we can also make our money. You get it? So when the COVID came in, unfortunately, we had to be stopped from having weddings and all this stuff. But to me, it was just the perfect moment for me. It is very bad for business, but I needed some time to reevaluate myself, finish some works that I've started. I've set goals for myself that I've not been able to accomplish. If you're a wedding photographer, you understand that when you go to a wedding and you shoot over 2,000 pictures, you come back and if you have to edit all those stuff, scout them and all those stuff, you see that the time is very, very limited. Even though always you hear wedding photographers have the free time and all those stuff, unless maybe you are outsourcing your work, there is no free time with a wedding photographer. You get once you get back, backing up and all this stuff, there are a lot of work. You're already tired the first day, the second day you are backing up, you have to edit and send to clients. So when the COVID came, I was a little pleased that the weddings were paused. So I had enough time to finish all most of the work that was piled up. And like I said, in less than a month ago, I started a food business, which I've been thinking about for more than 2 years. And even though COVID was very, very, very bad for everyone, I think without it, I wouldn't have started the food business as well.
Okay. So COVID has been both positive and negative for you.
Exactly.
Awesome. Does wedding photography pay?
That's a very big question. It depends. To me, I would say it pays because I've been doing this for the past 4 years and everything I own is because of photography, mostly because of photography. I do graphic design as well, but if you are in this country and you're a graphic designer, you know, if you're not working with agencies and all those stuff, the money is quite small. So the wedding photography has been the major income source for people like me. So I would say it pays. It pays if you do it well.
That's nice. I really needed that answer because there are people in there who say wedding photography, nah, that kind of stuff. Now, how would you describe wedding photography in your opinion? There are people who say wedding, I will never shoot weddings again. There are people who I know personally who have quit shooting weddings because they say what it's stressful, it's a whole lot of work. There is too much stress in it and all that. What do you think? Do you think shooting weddings is stressful?
Okay, shooting wedding is stressful actually, but the truth is, if you are doing something that you are not happy about, you see, no matter how much they are paying you, no matter how many minutes you are spending to earn that money, once you don't like what you are doing, you find it stressful. You get it? I am a kind of person that when I go to a wedding, I can be very, very sick, but I can still pick the camera, take pictures, do everything. And once I drop the camera, my sickness come back again. Even though I'm sick, I'll be able to do all these wedding shoots, post couples, and all this stuff. But once I finish, you see that I'm very, very broke within. So I would say it's very stressful. But the major thing you have to notice, if you are not, if you don't like what you are doing, that's what will happen. It doesn't matter if you are spending 1 hour at a wedding and you are taking 10K, or you are spending 10 hours at a wedding and you are taking 2K. All have to do with your love, your passion for the job. And like I've said earlier, I am very happy with wedding photography. And once I'm there, that's the happiest moment in my life. Once I'm at a wedding, I am very happy.
Okay, guys. So from Paul, he says that what you should make sure you enjoy what you're doing. Don't enter it because I heard people are making money, or this guy is always shooting weddings and he's making money, or so and so. No, if you are not enjoying it, if it's not a passion, Charlie, the wedding will be so nice, but you will complain that it's a hectic thing. So, Paul, tell us what's your current gear setup?
My current gear setup, okay. So currently I shoot Nikon Z6 and I have a D750 as a backup, which I haven't touched in a very, very long time, almost 1 year now, because the Z6 have been reliable. And so I don't even need the backup anymore. But as always, you need a backup. So the D750 is my backup, and the Z6 is my main camera. And my favorite lens of all time, pardon me, is the 85 which Ghananie can also attest to the fact that lens, without that
That's
lens,
true.
some of us we don't know what we're doing with our lives. That lens is
That's
very,
true.
very powerful. And so most of the
1.8G, right?
time, very good. I don't have money for the 1.4 yet, so
And it's far better than the art lenses.
okay. Unfortunately, I haven't tried the 1.4 on my Z6 to verify
Okay.
that. You see, that's the disadvantage of staying in Takrady. You don't have the luxury
But
to
this
test
guy,
this
I
equipment.
think Mark Bernard has you covered. I'm sure he has that lens where you can maybe one day you should, for shege reasons, just rent it for a day, use it, and then
Mm,
see how it will be like with the Z6. I'm sure it will produce some amazing results. One day, just try it, rent it out from Mark
yeah.
Bernard. You know of Mark Bernard, right?
Yes,
Mark
yes.
Bernard
I've
rental.
I've heard of
Yeah,
him several times. The only
yeah. He said
problem
he
is
rents.
I am here in Takrady.
Yeah, he can get it to
Uh,
you. He rents even Nigeria, Sierra Leone, anywhere in the world that you want it rented. I'm sure he has favorable conditions under which you can rent those things. So one day you should just give it a try. So Paul, tell us, what do you think distinguishes
yes.
your work from other photographers? What makes you different?
Actually, that's a very, very tough question because okay. Uh, Let me bring it to my style. Let me make it that way. That way, I think it will be simpler for me to answer. So my style is to make sure that I'm recording the event as it is happening. So I don't like to post couples that much. I'm trying to get them in that candid moment. They get it. And if you have seen me shoot before, you realize
Mm,
that most of my pictures are taken in within the first 5 minutes. I allow my couples to relax, do whatever they are doing, and thanks to the power of ZSS and fast lenses, I just continue clicking till I get what I want. So what makes me different? That is very difficult to answer. Let me put it that way.
Maybe your editing style, the way you relate with your
Okay.
clients,
Oh,
your output.
that's okay. Um, let's say my editing style, for example, I'm somebody that likes to keep everything natural. If you've gone through my Instagram page, you realize that all my pictures are maintaining the natural colors. I don't change green grasses to maybe autumn look or something like that. I make sure that I make sure that I'm keeping everything as it is. I don't color grade that much. I wouldn't say I even color grade because I don't remember planning to color grade something. You get all I want is to get the colors as it was when I was shooting. That's my editing style. So when I take pictures, I shoot raw in the JPEG. When I show you the JPEG and I show you the raw that I've edited to get the final images, they are almost identical. I'm trying to get as the thing correct. I'm trying to get the image correct as possible from the camera. You get it? So when I'm shooting, I'm trying to get everything correct in the camera. Just that I don't shoot high definition JPEGs. I just shoot them for backup purposes. Like I guess you also do same. Uh, then when I get to the computer, I process the raw. But when I'm processing the raw, I make sure that I'm getting something similar to my JPEG or something very natural to what happens. And with my relation with clients, I'm somebody that is very introvert. Even though when you see me at a wedding ground and I'm talking to clients, I can be very, very cheerful with clients in just some few minutes. And once I stop shooting and you look at me, most of the time you can't even approach me because I'll be quiet and all this stuff. So you'll be wondering, wasn't it this guy that was laughing, giving us jokes and all this stuff? Do you get it? So my style
Yeah.
is to keep the clients comfortable as much as possible. I relate to my clients very well. I make sure that they are comfortable. And one thing about wedding photography, you guys should always remember that somebody is asking a question, what's wrong with changing green grasses? Oh, nothing is wrong with changing green grasses, please. I'm just saying that I don't color grade. Do you get it? Uh-huh. Ghananie, I
Mm.
hope you are getting my point.
Yes, yes, yes. I get it.
Yes, uh-huh. So my style is to make sure that green is green, black is black. Uh-huh. So
Okay.
I was saying how I relate with my clients. I make sure that they are comfortable. That is very important because you are shooting people that you don't know. And most of the time, in my condition where I am in Takrady and most of my clients are in Accra or Kumasi and all those stuff, if we do not meet for pre-wedding, we are not meeting till the wedding day. You get it? So standing
Mm. Yeah.
before a client and then just telling them and all those stuff, it's very difficult. So you need to get them in their comfortable position. I'll say that's one unique thing I can say about myself. That making clients comfortable is very, very easy for me. And
Okay.
that's it. Mm.
Okay. So someone wants to know. It was a specific question he asked me to ask you. Why do you shoot
Okay.
JPEG and RAW?
Okay. My main reason is the JPEG, once I get home, I make sure I back it up. So, somebody's wedding is very, very important. Somebody is paying you to document a once in a lifetime event. They are spending
Mm.
money that they have saved for a very long time, and they're expecting you to give them memories that will last forever. So when you shoot, at the back of your mind, you should be thinking of how to keep their images forever. So when I get home, I have JPEG Mini installed on my computer that is able to compress JPEG um, to the lowest size possible whilst maintaining the quality. So once I copy the JPEG and then compress them using JPEG Mini. I upload them directly to Google Drive and name them backup files. And 98% of the time, those backup files will never be seen by anybody. Maybe later I'll just delete them. But should there be a case where my hard drive fails or I wasn't able to back up properly before I lose the raw files, I just go online. Like I said, I shoot the images. I make sure I get the images correct in the camera. So once I download that JPEG and I send to the client, I bet you 99.9 of the time, even a photographer will not be able to differentiate between the JPEG and the raw version. Do you get it?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I shoot the JPEG for online backing up. Then after that, I can delete it from my hard drive and then maintain the raw. Once I'm done editing the raw and exporting them for delivery, I can clear the JPEG that I've backed up to. So that's why I shoot in JPEG.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Now, what advice would you give to an amateur photographer, let's say a beginner who wants to change their, passion? Maybe they are just enthusiastic about photography. Now they want to change it into full-time wedding photography. What advice do you have for such a person?
Okay. My advice would be that wedding photography is very lucrative. As long as you are giving birth to new people are falling in love, there will always be weddings. You get it? Um, but the COVID has taught us one thing. People are doing very simple weddings, but they understand that pictures are very important. So no matter how small the wedding is, they still want very nice pictures. They still wear their nice gowns and all those stuff. So the market is there. Somebody would say the market is saturated, but trust me, it's not saturated at all. There are a lot of times that I know fellow photographers who have 3 bookings, 2 bookings, and yet still clients go to them to book. So
Yeah.
that shows that there is a lot of market for everyone. If you're an amateur in your beginning, there's market for you as well. You just have to know your limits, know your client's level. You don't expect to be charging the same amount as senior man Ghananie over here when
Hey,
he's
Abego.
shooting a wedding. Do you get it? So if let's say Ghananie is charging 5,000 cedis for a wedding, because you know Ghananie is charging 5,000, so you decide to go into wedding photography, and then you're also charging 5,000 or something like that. As an amateur, I would say your portfolio is very important. So you should be focused on getting that portfolio correctly. I'm not saying go out there and then shoot weddings for free. I wouldn't advise that because those free weddings, they are the most tedious ones you could ever take in your life. They will worry you very much and they will pay you nothing. They wouldn't respect even the job you are doing for them. So go out there, but make sure you are getting clients within your skill level, and then putting your best into it. Now, those of you in Accra, you are very lucky that you have people like MCB Rentals over there. You don't need to buy very powerful cameras. You just need to own maybe a 600D or something so that you'll be using for your practice. When you have a gig that you are charging maybe 1,500 cities or 2,000 cities or something like that, you can take part of that money. Excuse me. It doesn't matter if you are using all those money to go and rent equipment. It doesn't matter as long as the clients know that you are taking money from them and then you are charging them what it's worth. You can take that money, go out there, invest it in renting of equipment, and then producing the best work possible. So, my number one advice would be try to build your portfolio. It is a portfolio that will bring you works in the future. So, focus on the
Mm.
portfolio, grow it properly, and then the work to keep on coming.
How did you grow your portfolio? How did you build it? It's a
Mm,
specific question for someone, one of your admirers.
okay. Building my portfolio, I have relied heavily on social media. As I have already said in the introduction part of this video, I am based in Western region, and generally we don't. Uh, generally, people think that the photographers, the good ones, are in Accra and all this stuff. Even people in the Western region think when
Exactly.
they book photographers from Accra, they are booking the best. They get so I have to rely on social media to market myself properly. I started from Takwa. I got my first gig in Takwa through a classmate. And then once I finished that wedding, I made sure I used the social media properly. I run adverts. Adverts are very, very important in this our business. I'm telling you, there is
Mm.
no way you are expecting to be booking clients that will be paying you 5,000 cedis, 4,000 cedis, and you don't want Facebook to enjoy some of the money. That will never happen. Do you get this? That will never happen. Because when you are posting
Mm.
online, you post to Instagram, you have maybe 10,000 followers or something. Instagram is making sure that at least, at most, 100 people are seeing those images that you post. They want you to promote it. You get it? And those who
Yeah.
are following you already. They are potential clients. But the real clients are the people that are not following you now. You get it? So how do you get to them? It
Yeah.
is by using the adverts that are important. So you set yourself budget, maybe okay, after shooting this wedding, I'll spend maybe 300 cedis to promote it, so that new people can see my work. When they come to your page, it doesn't matter whether they follow you or not. People pick your number, and then maybe later they will contact you. They get it. We are living in a situation where if you don't have the 100Ks, the 20Ks, and the rest, people will not follow you. But it doesn't mean that they won't book you. It doesn't mean that they won't book you. So you have to develop your
Mm.
portfolio and then promote it. One thing I've been seeing most of the time is people create a page, post maybe one image or post coming soon or post logo, and they start sharing the link. What do you want people to come at your page? What at all do you expect them to come and see? When they come, they will just skip, and I bet you 80% of those people that visited the page the first day will never follow you for a very long time. So try and grow the page.
Mm.
Just focus on promoting them. Uh, Post your work. Share the link to the images instead of sharing the link to your pages for people to follow. Just share the link. When the person goes there, click on the image and then it's nice. They will like it and oh, let me check out his page. Ah, he has only 3 pictures, but all the 3 pictures are nice. This person has potential. Let me follow the person. That's how it works. So you need to, like I said, build
Okay.
your portfolio. And to get the market, you can't do this business without advertising. I don't know, maybe if you are in Accra and then maybe you have connections, big, big connections, or people who will link you to people for gigs. But I, for one, I have no such connections in Accra. I don't even know where Kaswa is. All I know is I use Google Map and then I get to my location. but I've shot most of my weddings in Accra. You get it?
Yeah,
It's
so
all
I
because
was
of these
going to.
social media adverts.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I don't
You are
even
going
need
to
to
ask a
say
question.
that you're a strong believer of. So yes, but you answered it already. I was going to ask how you normally get your clients, most of them outside Accra. But then all you've said, you've summed it up already that you're a strong believer of social media. So guys, we had a debate here some time ago, and we were asking if social media should be a photographer's main um, point of advertisement or getting out there. Most people said no, you should have your personal website and don't rely solely on social media. And Chocolate was of the view that social media is like very, very helpful and like you should constantly, take your social media serious. And from Paul's submission, it's evident that, for some of them, social media has really worked for them. I mean, Takwa, how will you be in Takwa and get clients in Accra? You get it. And you see, that kind of thing. And then people outside Accra thinking only photographers in Accra are the best. We had one guy in Sogakope. He also mentioned that the people there always pick photographers from Accra. And if the photographers in Sogakope send them their invoices, they're like, you're too expensive. But then they end up paying 3 times to the photographers from Accra to come shoot their gigs for them. So most people outside Accra will be like, well, I need to be in Accra to break through or something like that. Now, you, Paul, what gig or which one gig, gave you all this exposure for you to be, known all over like that?
Hmm. That's
Which
a
gig
very
will you
tough
say was
question
your
too.
breakthrough?
Actually, I haven't thought about that because no matter how small the wedding, actually, my favorite wedding was actually a very small wedding. You get it? So there are weddings that I've shot
Okay.
that you see that the budget is big, the decorations are very nice, and all those stuff. But the same way I've shot weddings that have simple decorations and all those stuff. But I generally don't have a favorite wedding. I don't. The truth is, I've not thought about it before that. Oh, this wedding was a heavy one for me or something like that. Do you get it? There are some places that I've always wanted to shoot. If I get those ones, I'm happy. But I don't actually say they are my heavy gig or something like that. Every wedding to me is a heavy gig for me. Do you get it? The ones I
Yeah.
don't like are the ones that the clients are troublesome. If the client is troublesome, that wedding automatically is not something I enjoyed. Do you get? But aside that, yeah,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter whether the you see there are some weddings you go, everything is on point, but the couple, their relation with you and all those stuff can make the wedding a nightmare for you. You get it? But there are some weddings too, you go,
Yeah.
the decoration is just simple, nothing much to deal with. But when you go out to take exclusives and all those things, the way the couples are relating to each other, the pictures you are getting, you even forget about the decoration and all those stuff. You get it? Uh-huh. So I
That's
don't
true.
have a particular gig that gave me that exposure. I believe that all the weddings I've shot have come together to give me that exposure that I have right now.
Okay. All right. So we have some questions from Catalyst and Ivan. So this is Catalyst. If you can join the live stream, I've sent the link. If you can join, it will be nice. So please, if you can, just come in and let's ask Paul some questions. So Catalyst is asking, have you had a situation where a client gave you a bad PR, and how did you recover from it?
Hmm. I believe everybody in this industry will get a bad PR. But the thing is, the client that will give me a bad PR, basically, hmm, that client, na ankasa no, that means she na or he na. There is something because it doesn't matter. People who have shot over the years, giving bad PR there. Yeah, so I can't remember one, but if it will happen, it will be because of maybe somebody I considered somebody I didn't take all payments, and then when you are taking back the money, that is where problems come in. You get it? Those are where the bad PR starts setting in. Because I'm the kind of person that if you haven't finished paying your wedding, actually it's in the contract for you to finish paying before I come to the wedding. But in some cases, I give that leeway, and then some for more than 6 months they won't pay you and all this stuff. They expect you to finish their work for them once they finish paying, and that is not possible. So those kind of people definitely they will go out there and then say that, oh, PDY there, like uh, my pictures has been with him 6 months and he hasn't. Those kind of bad PRs you are talking about, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So those kind of people, before a bad PR will come, it will depend on the client because I basically have nothing to do to a client that because I understand it's your wedding and I'm not the one that's supposed to make your wedding a bad one. You get it? I'm supposed to make sure that the wedding is lively so that I can get some nice pictures, not only for you and the future generations to come, but also to build my portfolio. So if I don't make your program a lively one or a comfortable one for you, I am also going home with bad pictures and I'm not going to get pictures to post for the next client to look at and then book me. You get it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered
Okay. So
Charlie's question, but
Ivan, yes. So maybe you touched on it, but I think what he was more interested in is the fact that has have you had any problem with a client? Like, have you done a gig, then after the client is like, I'm not satisfied with what you did for me,
oh, okay. For the satisfaction, dear,
and then goes out.
I don't.
Mostly like they go out about marketing you to other people. Oh, this guy, when he shot our wedding and getting our photo book became a problem. This guy, he was late to our wedding. Those things.
No, okay. Uh, what has happened before? There are situations where, to be honest, maybe a client will get their photo book later than the how do you call it the arranged time. Do you get it? But my business, you see,
Yeah,
the client doesn't know the kind of photo book you are doing for them. Do you get it? I can go out there and then print photo
yeah.
book from anybody. I didn't state in the agreement document that I'll be printing from A and B or I'll be giving you this kind of photo book. But I want to give you something that
Okay.
I can look at and be proud of. So I've had situations where clients book for a particular those days when I was doing an album, they booked for an album, and then when it was time to produce the final product, I changed it to photo book and all those stuff. I'm always making sure that the client is
Okay, Paul. Looks like your line
client to
has
tell me
dropped.
that our pictures
Okay,
are.
we can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Yes. So I haven't
Mm-hmm.
actually had a situation where a client to say my end product is worse than expected or something like that. If somebody will say that, then definitely the person is owing me.
Okay, all right. So we have a question from Bafo. Now, Balfour is in Canada. He's a photographer also. Now, he says, outside of weddings, have you thought about adding on other family sessions like baby showers and birthdays?
Okay. Yes, outside of wedding, for instance, if I'm going maybe 2 weeks straight without a wedding or something like that, which rarely happens nowadays, I may consider having a family session or those kind of stuff. Like when the corona came and then I was home for a very long time, I considered um, pre-birthday shoots and then family sessions and all that. But it's not something I actually enjoy doing that much, so I don't advertise it. But when a client comes, I can accept those cakes and then do them. I do a lot of them, just that I don't post them. You get it? That's the thing. I do most portrait sessions family sessions, baby photo shoots, baby showers, and all those stuff. But I don't post them, so most people don't know that I do them. But when you contact me and I see my schedule and I'm free, I usually take those gigs.
Okay, so someone will ask, since you don't post those ones that you do, how do you get the clients for those ones? How do they come requesting for them?
Okay, so you see, Ghana, in Ghana and Ankasano, the thing is, people don't identify you as a wedding photographer or something like that. They identify you as a photographer. You get it? So there are situations where even
Okay.
though I do mostly weddings, companies will contact you to maybe take architectural shots of their projects or all those stuff. It's even though you are marketing yourself as a wedding photographer, they will still contact you. I have people who maybe after shooting their wedding, they give birth and then they want you to take pictures of their children and all those stuff. And one good thing about wedding photography
Mm-hmm.
that I should add to amateurs advice for amateurs is wedding entails all aspects of photography. So when you are shooting a wedding, you are shooting architecture, you are shooting food, you are shooting people, you are shooting almost anything possible. So a correct wedding photographer should have all those skills. So if you call me for an architecture gig, I know I can handle it to my max, to the best of my knowledge that you can still use and then get the results you want. You get it? If you contact me for a baby shower or something like that, it's just an event, like a wedding. Just that at this point in time, they are not wearing rings. They are rather naming a child or something like that. Do you get it? So
Yeah.
people contact me, even though I don't advertise. They know, they just assume you are a photographer, and so you can do that.
Okay. Okay. Because now the trend in Accra, it seems most of the wedding photographers, were out of these wedding things for some time. Most of them set up studios and started shooting what the other photographers used to shoot. Catalyst, I believe you've noticed that on social media, that most of the wedding photographers have started shooting studio, they started shooting maternity, doing things that we didn't see them do when the wedding business was booming. Catalyst, am I right?
That's true. That's right. But
Mm.
then I
Uh,
Okay,
think,
so
yeah, what PDY is saying is exactly that. When you are a wedding photographer, you are basically the family's photographer. So a very, very, very good wedding photographer actually becomes part of the family, starting from the matrimony, the marriage, right down to even all the kids in the family getting married and everything. Because one thing I always say is that if you are a wedding photographer, make sure that they are able to call you for naming ceremony, they're able to call you for their kids' birthdays, they're able to call you for family session, Valentine's Day, all those things. If they didn't do all of that, or if they can't do all of that, then you have to question a bit of your skill. Because remember, as he said, this is Ghana. Though I'm not relating it mainly to Ghana, but in his case, let me just focus on Ghana. This is Ghana, and if they don't see you as a photographer and then harness your skill as it is, you might be losing serious revenue if yours is just to go and shoot that 4 hours, 5 hours, or 6 hours wedding and then that's it. You have to be with the family. That's what we call clients. So I think for me, I like what PDY is saying. I love what he's saying. I believe he's
okay,
doing a fantastic job. I have some
okay.
questions
So
though,
Evans
but
has other questions. Okay, all right, all right. So let me ask the questions that our audience have. Then after Catalyst, you will also come in as my co-host. Now, Evans is asking, what's your delivery timeline for a wedding shoot like?
no, okay. So I give clients in my agreement document is 2 to 3 months. But I see one thing too is when I deliver the pictures to my client, I don't select the final
Yeah.
images for photo book like what other photographers do. I let the client select. Then if I have to review it, I review it and tell them, oh, you didn't include this picture. It will be important for you to include it. Maybe the cake cutting or the picture of the cake they didn't include it because I limit them to a number of images that they should select. Do you get it? So maybe I'll tell you select between 150 to 200. So looking at that, some will leave some items like maybe their shoe, the cake, the dress, and all those stuff. So I just guide them and say, oh, this is important. This is why it is important. Add it to them. And even though my delivery time is 2 to 3 months, it can be more than that. Mostly depending on the client. There are clients that up to now more than a year they have not been able to select their pictures. They get it. So something like that.
I have some clients like that.
Very good. But the thing is, when they speak of you to somebody, they may say, "Oh, PDY, 2 months, 1 year, me say can be photo book here." But they forget to tell the person that they selected their photo book after 7 months or after 10 months or something. Like that. Do you get it? So the actual delivery time is 2 to 3 months. I shoot pictures and video. So my video guy makes sure that everything is ready within 2 weeks. But I deliver the video and the album together. You get it? So the videos are ready like 2 weeks after the wedding. It is the pictures that take, let's say, within the first month. It depends on how the event is. I can deliver full set of pictures within 1 week, and it can be 1 month. All depends on my schedule and then how the event goes like.
Okay. All right. So Baum Photography here has been, he's been persistent. He wants to know some specific settings that you use for your wedding, like your picture style, your settings, your like detailed camera settings for your JPEG. These things, I believe, are much more like generic, based on you can't. Well, let me not answer for you, but from my point of view, you can't use the same style or the same settings for all weddings. Every environment and their settings. But then it's your question. So how do you handle this? Your picture styles, your camera settings for you to get the the kind of JPEG that you want. Since you said you shoot JPEG and then keep it as backup, right? So he wants to know your settings for those things.
Okay, so let's start from this way. I always shoot manual. Ever since I started photography, from the very first day I saw on YouTube that professional photographers, professional in quotes, you shoot manual. I've never tried auto in my life before.
Because I was going to tell you there are some professionals who shoot JPEG. Yeah.
Shoot auto, yes, it's true. Some professionals shoot auto, but like I was saying, from the very first day, I learned that somebody said professionals shoot manual. Nah, I took it that way, and it has helped me. I assumed that is the right way, but later I learned that no, it's not. It's not actually a right way or a wrong way. It is just that the way that works for you. Do you get it? So
yeah,
again, they say professionals shoot manual white balance and all this stuff. They set their white balance, but trust me, 90% to maybe 95% of the time, I'm shooting on auto white balance. I rely heavily on the camera to set the white balance for me, and it works very well. So the same people saying that professionals shoot auto manual white balance. Now, in my case, I am shooting professionally and I'm shooting auto. So the same way, if you are shooting automatic auto settings for your camera, it doesn't mean that you are an amateur or something like that. But just that the manual will help you will help you edit your pictures faster than you using an auto. And then when it comes to, I've talked about white balance. When it comes to the picture profile, I shoot vivid. So I select vivid because I want the way I process my image is almost identical to the vivid picture profile that you get in a JPEG. So I choose a vivid. And then for the aperture and all those stuff, the aperture, if I'm shooting 1.8 and it's possible for me to shoot 1.8, I'm shooting 1.8 for as long as possible. Maybe when it comes to group that I have to stop it down to maybe 2.8 or something. I stop it down to 2.8 or something like that. But if I'm shooting exclusives, that one, unless I forget to change my aperture to 1.8 or something, it's almost always at 1.8.
All right. Is there a reason? Is there a
So I'm
specific
trying to
reason
shoot
for that?
the widest. No. You see, uh, everybody likes bokeh. Do you get it? So if I'm shooting, and as you can, you can already tell from my Instagram images, I don't shoot like studio style portraits. I'm always shooting maybe outdoor with some nice blur background. So the 1.8 will do the job for me. Now that I shoot Nikon Z6, when I was shooting D750, it was very powerful too. The autofocus was great. The focus is great. The client is not going to zoom into the image to check whether the focus is exactly on the eye or something. It is we photographers that will do that.
Yeah,
And when I post the image, you are just looking at
that's
it. You
true.
don't come there to zoom it. So I think my 1.8 is giving me the result I want. So that's why I shoot the 1.8. From dressing
Okay.
to whatever, whether they are kissing or they are doing whatever, I'm shooting 1.8 unless I need to capture a lot of people in the same shot, then I'll maybe bring it down to
Okay.
2.8 or something like that. And then when it comes to ISO, for ISO, I like to capture the environmental light, the ambient light mostly before I use the flash to balance it. So when I'm using the flash, I make sure that I'm just clearing those shadows here and all those stuff. So I can be shooting at f1.8 and be shooting at an ISO at maybe 800 or 3200, depending on the environment. And then my flash, I can set it to maybe 1/16 and all those stuff. So my guys, the first thing, what I tell them most is when you enter the room and then you look at the environment, the ceiling is not that tall and all those stuff. Make sure you don't increase your flash power more than 1.16 unless the ceiling is very tall, which is most unlikely for maybe dressing and all those stuff. Just put it at 1/16 and then use the ISO to balance it. With these modern cameras that have very high, very good, how do you call it? ISO
Low light
performance.
performance.
I don't care whether I'm shooting 3200 or 4800 or something like that. I quite remember sometime we were talking about ISO, one of
I
the
remember.
rooms. Yes.
I remember that time.
Even when I'm shooting outside, sometimes I shoot ISO 200. Even when I'm shooting outside.
So you've used the D750 and the Z6.
I want to get the image.
How is the contrast like between the 750 and the Z6? Which would you prefer for shooting weddings?
For now that I have the Z6 there, I'll say this the Z6. The reason being that the major reason is because of the live screen at the back. Me being able to just look at the back screen and then take pictures. That is a huge thing for me. Ever since I got
Charlie,
the Z6.
that is it. That's my reason also. I see Manny Ortiz shooting with his Sony and it's always like this, and I'm
very
like,
good,
when
very
will I
good,
also
very
be
good.
able to do that?
Yeah. And aside that, if you see me at a wedding, if I don't know if any of the photographers online right now have met me at a program. If I'm shooting maybe pictures and somebody is shooting video separately, I don't want to interrupt them or do something. And I want to keep a very low profile. So when you hold the camera like just like that, not close to your eye, people think you are doing nothing. You get, but you're actually taking shots. You get, and taking for almost a year now, I've not taken a camera and then put it like this. So no.
The power of mirrorless.
That's the
Catalyst can
major
relate.
reason why. That's the major reason why the D750 is always resting, because I have to take it to my eye before I take the picture. Yes.
But even now with my D750, because I noticed that when I'm using the screen for shooting, the images are quite sharper, especially with outdoor images. So these days, when I'm
Okay.
shooting outdoor and the light is okay, the available light is okay for me to be able to see well, that's what I use. And 99.9% of the time, all the images are sharp. But if I take it to
Oh,
the
okay.
viewfinder, I tend to have this kind of small things. Okay, so one last question from Bam. Then I will leave you for Catalyst to, grill you small. Now he wants to know your lighting techniques for wedding. Do you strobe? Do you do natural? Like, how do you get the lighting for your wedding picture?
Okay, so I think I hinted on that when I was talking about ISO. When I enter
Yes,
a
with the
room,
flash.
when I enter a room, I am not for weddings. I don't remember the last time I used a softbox or something for a wedding shoot or something like that. Always it is a bounce flash, and maybe in some rare scenarios I use another flash as slave, and maybe put it at the other side of the room so that it will bounce and then add extra light. That's even that one. I don't usually do that, but for the on-camera flash, I use it a lot. I use the V1 now, and that flash is very, very, very powerful. So when I just point to the ceiling, then blast it off, maybe if it's a tall ceiling, maybe 1/8 or something like that. And if I'm shooting, the reception is the main problem, especially in our
Outdoor.
industry where not I'll come to the outdoor, but the indoors
Mm.
where you go and meet the lightning guys with those purple lights and blue lights and all those stuff on the people. That's the
That
major,
matter.
major challenge. That's where I increase the flash power a lot so that the flash is overpowering the how do you call it? The disco light. You get, but if the lighting is great, I'm relying mostly on the ambient light, and then the flash, the on-camera flash is just to make sure that I'm getting their skin tones correctly. That's all. And when it comes to outdoor, most of the time it's in the daytime that they have the events outdoor. But when it's
Mm.
getting dark and then, or when it's dark and I need to use flash, thanks to the V1 with that round head, I can point the flash to the person, which I know you shouldn't be doing, yes, but at this point in time, I need that image done. I need to be following the rules. So if I get my ISO to maybe 6400 and still I need to add flash, I'll just put it at maybe 1/64 or 1/128 and then direct it to the person and then take the pictures. And most of
Mm.
the time, if they tell you this picture was taken with a flash directly on the person, you may not even tell the difference. And what is important to me is the client liking the images. The client doesn't care whether you point the flash at him or her or something like that. You get it. All they want is the image to be nice, sharp, and then uh, they
Mm.
are good to go. Mm.
Okay, all right. So with what you said, especially with slaving one flash, I watched a video from I don't remember if it's F Stoppers or SLR Lounge. This guy Pi and that short guy and his friend. Now their video they had like three different strobe lights. The Pro Photo strobe light, like it was a big church, so they had like one in each corner pointed up like that, and so they were shooting slave strobes and all that. So what you said just brought my attention to that, and they were getting sweet lighting and all that. Now, with regards to the lighting guys, I've shot a couple of weddings where they put pink light directly on the couple, and no matter your white balance, that color just enters their skin like they bath in that. They use akalo, that color, to bath them. When you get to a reception, and that's the kind of lighting which is not going to make your pictures appealing at all. What do you do? Do you ask them to do something about it? Do you complain to your client, which is the couple, or you just go ahead and shoot it like that? What do you do?
Okay, so when I get to most of the time, those things happens at the reception. So when I get there
Hmm.
and I see those kind of lights, at that point in time, I bet you when you tell the client, you're just putting stress on the client. You get it? Because
Hmm.
now the client is going to be thinking, oh, because of this, my pictures will not be nice. And even if they don't think about that, what can they do? Because they are sitting there, they can't go and be talking to the light guys at that moment. You get it? So maybe if
Hmm.
there is a planner for the event who is there, I can talk to the planner that, oh, I need this light maybe shut down or maybe the power reduced or the color changed or something like that. But if I can't see the plan, I just move directly to the light guys, and then I tell them, if possible, I show them some of the images, and I tell them this is what I'm getting. So if they can change it to, usually I tell them to change it to the tungsten colored one, the Ejadi type. So if you can do it like that for me, I'll be very happy. And in most situations, they'll do it for you. But some are very stubborn. So when it happens that way, I try to increase the flash power. And if I'm lucky enough to have the ceiling at a reasonable distance, I bounce the flash, a lot of the flash, and then neutralize those colors. But if I can't, I'll just go back again, tell them again the second time. And if they refuse, I'll try my best. And when later maybe the client complains or something like that, I'll explain to them this is what happened. And even most of the time the clients don't complain because the pictures they took with their phone are in the same style, so they think it's normal for them to have it that way.
Oh,
But as much as possible, I try to correct that. But the thing is, when it comes to those kind of lighting, most of the time the video guys don't have a problem. So if you go there to change it for pictures, then the video guys also are trying to, especially if you are using two companies, one for pictures and one for video, then it's a problem. Because I quite remember recently I shot a wedding. The lighting was quite some way for pictures. It was doing those disco lights. So you take a picture now, it's very bright. You take another one, it's dark. Take one bright. But for videographers, it's normal. For videographers, it's normal for them. So they wouldn't want you to ask the video guy to, the lighting guy to change it. But I try my best. I try my best to communicate to the video guys, and then if it is possible, they change it for me. If they can't change it, I'll just increase my flash power and then bounce the light.
Okay, so tell us which photographers have influenced your photography.
The number one would be the f-stoppers. The f-stoppers, when they were f-stoppers, they were focusing on shooting more pictures than now they are just chilling around, and you see they've worked for they've worked.
Yes, so because of COVID, you can blame COVID for it also.
Yes, but ever since they moved to Puerto Rico, you see that they have been enjoying life more than shooting weddings. So, but there's this one lady, Vanessa Joy. You can check her out on Instagram, and then she's on YouTube as well. I like it. I love her pictures. She's a Canon. There's a name they call for them, something of light. One of those people. She was recently named Canon Master of Light or something like that. She's very good when it comes to wedding. And there's this guy too, Taylor Jackson. If you're on YouTube and you haven't seen Taylor Jackson yet, then I don't think you are a wedding photographer, or maybe you haven't searched well. But Taylor Jackson is also one of the top guys that almost all wedding photographers should be watching and then be learning from. Aside that, there are people like Sam. I don't know his full name. Sam. His name is Sam, something like that. It's very good. And if you want to know the people that encourage me, when you go to my PDY Weddings page, the photographers I follow, most of them are because they inspire me. That's why I follow them. And then when you go to PDY photography, that is why I follow any other person that I like their page. You get it? Well, with the PDY Weddings, I mostly follow clients and then people that inspire me. So if you want to see them, they are there, and you can check out their works. Some are very, very, very amazing, and you learn a lot from them.
How about in Ghana? In Ghana, which one photographer
in
has
Ghana?
You?
In Ghana, okay. When I started photography, Click Kofi. Those days, Click Kofi were there before I started, so I was learning a lot from them, and so now they inspire me, the way they work and all this stuff. They still inspire me. Their works are beautiful. So I'll say in Ghana, Click Kofi, number one. For the other big men like Flow Shop and this guy, there's the, even though they inspire me, but they are portrait photographers, so I don't
Yeah.
usually get a lot from them. I don't edit pictures or retouch pictures like the way they do, but their kind of works are very, very nice to me. But when it comes to weddings, Click Coffee number one, and then Click Coffee.
Don't worry, you don't have to. You don't have to crack your brain. Among
there are a lot of
the
people there,
gadgets you
but
have,
Click Coffee.
yeah, among the gadgets you have, which one do you think you wasted money on? You see this and you're like, why did I even buy this? I shouldn't have bought it.
Okay, let me see. I don't think I have one. There are some equipment that I don't use that much, but they have their purposes. You get it?
So you never regret
For
buying
instance,
them. That's nice.
no. Because before I buy something, I make sure I research a lot about the stuff. I research a lot before I purchase that item. So recently, in one of my videos, I stated that the 70-200 is my least used lens. Yes, but I've not regretted buying that lens at all. The reason being that in some situations, when I put that lens on a D750, it's very, very, very shit. But because there's this has image stabilization, do you get it? So when I
Yeah.
use the D7, the 70-200 G2 on it, the stabilization becomes too much, and I have to move the camera a lot to get what I want. You get it? So I don't usually use it. And to add to that, when I'm shooting pictures and the client books us for pictures and video, I'm shooting both pictures and video at the same time. That's what I do.
Okay.
So I need my equipment to be as small as possible so that, because I'm holding like I've said earlier, I'm holding the camera and then shooting from the back screen
The
instead of
screen.
through the viewfinder. So there's not much support for me to be holding a bigger lens. You get? That's one of the reasons why the 85 mm is my go-to lens. And I have to be able to switch to video and then take videos as easily as possible. So that 70-200 is too heavy for me. It is my least used lens, but I wouldn't say I've wasted money on it at all. Maybe if there will be an equipment, it will be the Xeon M2, the gimbal for phone and then for small cameras. That's one equipment that I've not been using that much. I bought it to be using for YouTube and all this stuff, but I realized I'm not using it. That's the only equipment I think has taken my money away for too long. Aside that,
Okay.
I don't have anything like that.
All right. So Ivan says, conversation for another day. Should you always shoot wide open? Some locations are too beautiful to be blurred out. So that we'll discuss another day. Catalyst, I'm sure it will be a heated discussion. Should you always blur? Like a client will take you all the way to Aqua Safari, then you go and blur the background. Or they will take you all the way to this Larabanga Mosque. They want you to shoot with the mosque in the background. Then the pictures come out and the mosque is so blurred that you only see black and white without the architecture. So that will be a discussion for another day, just like how we had the debate on social media. So, and then Ivan says, someone like Phonos, yes, the guy who did that guy with the afro, Jad Paulin. He says those of us who shoot with the using the back screen, we are not professionals. You know, like you're holding a digital camera and you're looking at the. He doesn't know, but these days that's what happens. I mean, with that, you're looking at the image directly as it hits the sensor. So whatever you see over there is what comes out. Catalyst, you've been quiet for some time now. What questions do you have for Paul? Hey, are we frozen?
His audio is off, I guess.
Catalyst, are you there? Hello. Okay, so I think hello, Catalyst. Or is it from my end? Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I think Catalyst has gone off. So let's continue. So now my other question to you is would you do photography your whole life or would you want to branch into something else?
Hmm. Okay. To me, you see, I've seen grown people that are maybe 60 years and all those stuff, and they are still enjoying wedding photography. Do you get it? Wedding photography
Okay, Catalyst
itself,
is back.
aside the okay, wedding photography itself, aside the money in it, it is something that is more like exercise for you, the photographer, because you are standing on your feet, you are walking up and down, and all this stuff. Do you get it? Uh,
Mm.
I, I don't see a reason why I would quit photography entirely. Maybe I'll get to a point where I would have to be a little, uh, maybe shoot maybe 10 weddings per year or something like that, instead of maybe normal 30 or 40 per year. Do you get it? But putting the camera down entirely, I don't think that would be possible. I think if I'm putting it down, then it means I can't walk to the wedding ground. That is why I'm dropping the camera.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear now.
Yes, you
Welcome
can
back.
hear
So
you.
let me ask
Thank
one question before you come in, Catalyst. So Evans wants to know what's your go-to lens for shooting details at a wedding? Do you use a macro lens?
Okay. For details, most of the time I use the 50 or even the 85 at some point in time. But I have a
Mm.
macro lens, a very, very old cheap lens that I bought on eBay. It's the 55 f2.8. It's a manual focal lens, and then that lens, I think now if you want it, you have to custom order for them to make it for you. I got it at that time around $99 or
Wow.
something. But it's very, very powerful. If you have seen some of my ring shots, that's the lens I use for it. I actually saw
Mm.
a food photographer use it, and since then I've been in love with it. So I got it, and then it has been amazing so far. I use that lens for the details, but sometimes I use 50 or the 85 for the details as well.
Okay. All right. So one more question from Bam. I think Bam has been following you and he's been wanting to talk to you, or maybe he's been DMing you without a response because he's asking most of the questions. Now he says, can he use DJI Osmo 4K for wedding? A friend asked us he's contemplating on 60D or Osmo for video. Which would you advise?
Hmm. You see, the major problem here is in Ghana. One,
Mm.
the color of our skin alone makes it very difficult for you to use some equipment. You get it? The white man that
Yeah.
developed the Osmo, their color. When you are shooting a white man at ISO 100, you have to shoot a dark skinned person at ISO maybe 800 or something. You get it?
That's
And
true.
our lighting situations in Ghana and all those stuff, so it's difficult for you to just rely on DJI's Osmo for everything. You get? But if you are shooting outdoors where you have
Yeah.
lots of lights, then DJI Osmo is perfect for the job. But the 60D gives you that flexibility. You can change lenses at any point in time. You can put on a 50 and get very, very sweet shots. But with the DJI, you are stuck with only that one lens on it, whether it is dark, whether you want to blur the background, get that nice bokeh or something. So I would advise you go for the
Okay.
60D. If 60D and then you get some 50 in addition. When your business keeps growing and you want to add DJI Osmo to it, then you know that you are using that at specific conditions. Do you get it? maybe you want to capture the deco
Yeah.
video or something like that. Then that one, you know that you're using it for specific things, but you can't. I wouldn't advise that you use a DJI mode to capture an entire wedding. It's like using your mobile phone to capture the whole wedding. Do you get it? So
Yeah.
I would advise for
All right. So,
CD.
Bam, that's what he has to say about that. Choppinson, welcome. My brother from Nigeria. He's still stuck in Nigeria because of the shutdown of the airport. Catalyst, please
Yeah.
carry on with your question.
Oh, it's not an interrogation. We're having a nice discussion. I love it. PDY, good afternoon from
Oh,
my side, or good evening from your side, I think.
uh,
Yeah, you are in
good
my
evening.
region.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm from the Western region as well. So, Charlie,
No, okay.
it's good to see a brother making it out there. Just a
Thank you.
quick
Thank
one. Like, I've not seen your work, let me be very honest, but from the way you talk, I'm sure it's way better than even. I know Ghananie, it doesn't do anything. So let's leave Ghananie out of this discussion.
Ghana is the boss, so he's the boss. So you can't leave
I
him
beg
out,
you,
eh?
please. I beg you.
Please change your boss. Change your boss. If it's your boss, change your boss. But one thing
For
I
now,
want
they are
to ask
maintaining him.
is what we do normally on this show is, although we bring people on to know about their brand and everything, it's also very nice that as creatives we help each other to grow and then maximize as much revenue as possible. So the segment I come in is asking more about your business side, where you are now, and then what can be done more. So just a quick one, if you can briefly say like, which point are you now, and what do you foresee in the near future for PDY? Forgive the dogs that are shouting. They don't like that. So where is PDY now,
Okay.
and where do
For
you
now, I would
see
say,
yourself? Yeah.
yeah. For now, I think PDY is stable enough. We are in a comfortable condition right now.
Comfortable
We have
lead.
worked over the years. Yes, we have worked very hard over the years, and so I think we are comfortable. And over the years, and in the coming years, I see some things. I see some good things coming our way. You see, for instance, when there was COVID, for instance, when photographers were um, crying for jobs and all this stuff, uh, some were saying they were hungry and all this stuff.
Are
We
you
have
talking
faced.
about Michael?
No,
Ghananie?
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him. You see, we have faced that condition before the COVID and has prepared for something like that. You get it? So I would say currently we are comfortable. Let me put it that way.
Cool. Just to ask, I don't know if there's a question that you don't feel okay answering it here, you can just let us know. We are a family page, so we
No
are all
problem.
family. Yeah. Now, what is your model? It's your model of growing quantity based or quality based. Now, let me explain the two. Quantity based means that you are going to get more clientele, which means that you are going to increase the number of people that work with you on jobs. So maybe you are going to move towards getting about 10 weddings a weekend so that you keep or maintain your prices, or you are going to increase your prices, weed out those controversial clients, and then stick to like quality clients in terms of payment. What's your growth model like in this thing?
Okay. So if anybody knows me at all, everybody knows that the money is good. You get it, but I am more focused on producing the quality than getting the money. You get it? So, for instance, this year we limited ourselves to a maximum of 30 weddings. That means if we get 5 weddings, we are good. 30 weddings, we are good. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So, in cases where we have to shoot 2 weddings on the same day, then it means that one client postponed the date and then it had crashed with another date. that a fresh client book. Do you get it? It's in the agreement that once you change your dates, your money is gone. But conditions are not that perfect for everyone. So I can't just say, oh, you've changed your date, so I'm taking your money and then go and book another photographer, or maybe you have to pay me again to shoot a wedding. That's why I have backup plans. You get it? So my guys that I work with, they shoot like I do. Just that they don't shoot the back screen like I do. Aside that, they do the stuffs I do. They know what I want when they are shooting. Some have their own portfolios. They book their own weddings. But when it comes to my job, they do exactly as I'll be doing at the job. And like I was saying, if we have to shoot 2 weddings, that means one has postponed the wedding or changed the date to that set date. You get. So if I have a wedding fixed for next week and you bring your money, it doesn't matter how much you are paying. I'll just tell you that somebody has booked. Unlike I know other photographers, they will take and then maybe give it to somebody else to shoot. But for me, I'm focused on the quality than the quantity.
So you stick to the number of weddings that you shoot in a year, which means it's likely that, let's say 2020, you got your 30 clients that you're aiming for. Let's say 2021, when you look at it, you realize that about 80 people have already called trying to book you. So what will you do in this case? Will you just cut them, throw them off, maintain the price that you are charging everyone, or you are likely to up the price a bit?
Okay, the thing is, for the prices, whether I'm shooting 30 weddings or 20 weddings, I charge based on what I think is involved. So I believe that the amount I'm mentioning to you is actually the amount, or even lesser than the amount I should be charging you to get it. So if I want to take maybe 3,000 for a wedding, if I want to take 3,000 for a wedding, and I'm looking at people who are willing to pay that 3,000, or if it is 5,000, people who are willing to pay that 5,000. Like there is a saying that there is a market for everyone. So I believe that even if I'm charging 20,000, there's somebody out there willing to pay the 20,000. And the same way, if you are charging 500 cedis, there's somebody out there willing to pay 500 cedis. And that's how the system works. So for me, increasing prices, it doesn't actually matter the number of people contacting me or not. Once I see that the amount I'm charging is smaller than what I really want to be charging, I increase it, because I want my guys to be happy too. You can't be giving them the same amount of money the entire year, and the next year you give them the same amount of money.
Yeah.
You get it? Things are increasing, lorry fares are getting higher, lenses are getting more expensive, and all this stuff. You get it?
Exactly.
So for me, if I say 30 weddings, sometimes I may go above that 30 weddings. For instance, we are in July and I've shot more than 20 weddings. You get it? I don't know the exact number right now, but it's about 22 or so, or something like that. We have shot 22 weddings. And the target was 30. The weddings we have coming in are more than 10.
It's not,
You get it?
it's not even yet December, so
yes, the ones we have coming in are more than 10. So we have passed the 30 mark. But the thing is, for instance, in July, we have the first week of July, then the last week of July. So in that case, I have like free period. And in some cases too, maybe in August, we have August first week, second week, third week, fourth week, all the weeks covered. So in that case, when there is a free week there you want to book, I'll just tell you that we have booked that date or something like that. Because in as much as we would love to make more money, we need to rest as well.
You need to get your strength back.
And the more jobs you take, the shady work you do. That's how it is. Not like in the Western countries like the US, where you can just easily forward your pictures for somebody to retouch for you. Here, when you forward back to USA for them to edit for you, the amount they are charging you is more than the amount you charge the client. You get
Well, that's
so that
true.
means you have
Okay,
to
you
sit down
can
and then do
contact
everything
me for
yourself.
your
Mhm.
editing and researching needs. I do outsource. I research and edit for people, so
You
you can
can contact
contact me.
me too.
I don't charge like the Russians,
No
and
problem.
he's in the US, so don't mind him.
You'll be charging me $1 and all this stuff.
No,
You
I'll
think
charge you
it's
Ghana
only
cedi so
$1, but
that
when
you
I
go give the
convert
Don't
it
money
worry,
to
into
my mother.
I'll charge you cities, and so you can outsource
So,
your
PDY,
wedding edit
one
to
no
me.
thing,
So I'll
problem.
edit.
No problem.
there is this trend that was going on in Accra for a while, where wedding photographers were now being contacted by event planners. You know, normally it used to be the couple themselves getting the photographers, but now they get an event planner and then they say everything is in your hand. Get everyone. Have you had a situation where you have a wedding planner coming to you and saying that I want to work with just you, give me your rate, and then tries to inflate the rates here and there just to add some premium to it and all of that? Have you had a situation like that?
Oh, the thing is, the vendors that has come to me for that, none of them has actually told me, oh, I will be adding this amount to it. Actually, all of them rather come and then negotiate on behalf of the client. And I had a policy where I give a percentage to the vendor. They will even ask you to take off that percentage, and then they will they will tell the client the amount you are charging, and they will scrub off their percentage. You get it? Uh, I haven't had people who will come and then say, okay, let's add maybe 2,000 to this rate or something like that. Maybe it's just because the vendors I deal with, they are that's honorable, and then their works are nice too. But those people, the people that will come and say increase the price and all those stuff, I don't want to work with
It's
those people
fishy,
in the
yeah.
first place. So because I don't know what the person will go there and say in the next
Exactly.
minute.
I mean, you're lucky
Uh-huh.
not to come into contact with those people. There are also these vendors where they'll come for you, but then they demand some pictures from you, like the decoration pictures, the picture of the cake for themselves without paying because they've gotten you the job. Do you have situations where you come across those kind of vendors?
Okay, but the thing is, when I go to shoot a wedding, the money that the client paid is the money that I take for that job. Do you get it? So if I'll be taking extra money, then it will be for maybe the videographer to produce maybe a deco video for you or something like that. Because he's doing extra work and I'm not paying him to do a deco video separately from maybe the normal wedding trailer and all those stuff. For those ones, I would charge, I will tell you that, okay, you have to pay the videographer this amount for him to do it for you. But for the pictures, as long as I'm willing to send it to you, I don't require you to give me anything because the client has already paid for all the pictures. And you, the vendor posting it, you'll be tagging me, and then that is more work for me as well. But aside that, I don't expect them to pay me to take a deco video of them. As long as I'm the photographer, it's my job to capture those pictures already. So all I have to do is just select them and then send to you. You get
Okay. But PDY, there's this thing going on in Ghana. I don't know if it's in Takwa as well, but in Accra, there's this thing where decor, should I say event planners or decor vendors, they tend to want their pictures, like decor pictures, maybe a day or two or something. But I heard that you produce your pictures, like you give 2 to 3 months in your contract, although sometimes you might deliver earlier. Where there's a situation like that, where you go, maybe the decor vendor comes to you and says that, well, I need the pictures for the decor for some, and then you go like, okay, I promised the client 2 to 3 months based on our contract, and I can't give you pictures because I've not satisfied my client first. So it will be strange for the client to see pictures of the decor with you being tagged in it and all that, and then where's my pictures? You understand? So I was in a WhatsApp group where there was this serious fight 2 years ago it was a whole fight between the vendors and then the photographers. They were fighting. So what happened was I had to change my way of working, and then I shot only decor on weekends because I wasn't really a wedding photographer. So I was shooting just decor, and I've shot about 500 decors within that 2 years before I left. Now, have you had a situation where vendors come to you and say that we want the pictures maybe 2 days afterwards or a day afterwards, that they want the pictures to post?
That
And
one
what do
there
you
is
do about that?
yeah, that one there, it's always happened. It's something that happens always. In some cases, they contact the client, and the client will contact you to maybe send them some of the pictures or something like that. But you know, within the first 2 days of the wedding or something, I get you some of the pictures to share. If all conditions work perfectly, I give you some of the pictures to share. And with those ones, maybe you get some for the makeup artist, some for the kente, some for the gown and all those stuff. So when it comes to the deco, if you look at my page, I don't post deco that much. So those ones, I don't send them to the clients within the first few days. But if the deco person is able to contact me, deco pictures, editing them are not as difficult as editing portraits. You get it? Even sometimes you can just send them the JPEGs just like that, and then it will be very nice. So um, if they are asking, sometimes if I'm sitting by the machine and a deco vendor asks me to send them a deco picture, and I can easily open the pictures and send, I'll just copy them, and then send them through WhatsApp to them, or maybe upload them to Google Drive and send to them. I've never encountered a situation where the client gets annoyed for that he sent a deco picture before delivering all the pictures to them. Maybe uh, I've not seen something like that yet, but I know that it can happen. That the client is the one that booked you. The pictures belong to, even though I own the right to the pictures, you are working for them. So if somebody should get some pictures, it should be from them. But in some cases, too, it is the client that gave your contact to them to contact you directly. So I'll just forward it to them. The place where I get it difficult most of the time is people like the makeup artists. You see, editing makeup shots are difficult. So for those ones, yeah, I have to do you go and come, go and come, go and come before I'll be able to edit and then retouch them and then send to you.
Okay, PDY, my last but one question. When these decor vendors decide that, okay, fine, let me not worry the photographer because he's going to delay and all of that. So I'm going to get my own photographer to come shoot the decor. Now, sometimes some of these photographers shoot the decor and then they decide to take a few pictures of the wedding itself to post. Now, when you have a situation like that, where after shooting their decor, they are still in there taking pictures, sometimes blocking your view, or sometimes even taking pictures of your exclusives. Whilst you have arranged the setup, taking the exclusive, they stand somewhere and then take a few shots of that as well. Like, how do you handle such a situation on the ground?
Okay, first of all, when I go to an event and then a vendor brings another photographer, I have no problem at all. But if you are blocking me, that one I will let you that, Chairman, you are blocking me. But the thing is, how do I put it? If it depends on the kind of person that is taking the shot. Maybe a person has the followership. Maybe it's a photographer with maybe 50K followers, and looking at how the person behaves, you can see that this person is just trying to take pictures and then undermine your work. Do you get it? And there are some people too, you look at, they are now trying to build up. So when they get the opportunity, they have to seize it. I don't have a problem with that. There are situations where other photographers, the upcoming ones, they ask, this wedding, I know them, I'll be there, will it worry us? Oh, I have no problem at all. As long as you are not blocking me, I don't have any problem. You can post the pictures, tag yourself and all this stuff. If they don't take the pictures, they will not be able to build their portfolio. And I believe should there be a case where maybe 3 clients have to postpone and I don't want them to forfeit their deposit? If I can fall on such photographer who, through those sneaky shots, developed his career well, I can just tell the person to maybe, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want, and that person can assist me to get those things done. You get so. I believe that as much as possible, it is good to have like photographers that can take nice pictures in your area, so that just in case you may fall on them, if you don't allow them to take that picture, and then one day you can't come to an event and you have to call that person to cover up for you. Now that person has no portfolio to show. Do you get it? But if the person
Yeah.
has nice pictures from some of your weddings, you can even point, oh, this person, he was there. I even brought him along to take pictures. You didn't bring the person along there, but you can show those pictures, and then you say, oh, it's very good. I believe he can do the job for me and all those stuff. You get it?
Okay.
So
But
for
what
me, I don't
about
have a
those who
problem.
want to undermine your work? Those.
Yes. What do you do to
If
them?
you want to, if you want to, and first of all, I need to know if the client is aware um, of the person being there. So if it's a vendor, I'll just tell you the person you brought is interfering with my work. So it's best you let him stay here, or let him do exactly what you want him to do. If it's a client, they are there because of the client. My agreement document is saying that I am the main photographer, and so therefore I have the sole right to take the professional pictures there. You get it? Even though I may not be following that exactly, but if the person is worrying me, I'll just inform the client. You have signed a document that states that I am your photographer, and so I don't want to be seeing you posing for this photographer whilst I need to take pictures of you. Do you get it? But in
Yeah.
cases where the person is not trying to undermine my work, I have no problem at all. When they move the client to even go and take pictures, I don't have a problem. What I do is I make sure that I keep uh, an eye on the clients wherever they are moving to. My eye follows them. So if the person is posing them, it's no problem at all. I can still take pictures without interfering him. When it's done, I'll just continue with mine. But when it's an exclusive session and he's back taking the pictures, the shots I have set up, I don't have any problem at all. I believe where I've reached, um, there's no problem with somebody also shining at the same time. You get it? And like I said, you don't know when you need them to cover up for you. They have to be
That's
prepared.
true.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, just to add on to everything I said, as I said earlier on, our job here is to listen to you, take enough from you, and then also try as much as possible if we can add on to you, because we are a family. One thing I can suggest is that you can have an add-on contract, okay, to your wedding contract. So your wedding contract is the original one, where they sign and then you deliver the work and everything. During the delivery of the work, you can have an add-on contract, which is like a retainer contract, telling them that apart from the wedding service, you also provide family services like naming ceremonies, all of those things. Christmas family shoot, Valentine's Day family shoot, birthday event, all those things. Now these are the cost of them,
Okay.
but
Catalyst, we seem to.
you can put them on a retainer with this particular fees for the next 2 years if they agree to sign to you as your first refusal. You understand? So you just push it to them. If they agree to sign to you, if they have a birthday, you are the one they are going to call and everything, because you have the first refusal. If they don't want it to, that's fine. It's just an add-on, because once you provide them with the wedding pictures and reception pictures, they are excited. They love the work you do. They would like to do more with you, but they don't know you provide these other services too. So it's more like an add-on contract that you just give to them, including your feedback form as well. So they provide you with their feedback, and then if they want to sign on with you for the next 2 years, they can sign the retainer contract with you as well. So that's what I would like to add on to you.
That's
If
a
you
very
can
good
do that, it's
suggestion.
really going to improve your business.
Thank you. Thank you for adding that. It's a very good
I would
suggestion,
have
and I
told
think everybody listening
Ghananie,
should.
but I don't know. Nobody wants to hire him anymore.
I don't shoot weddings like actively. Like last year, like this, I got a couple of weddings, but this year I had like 3 weddings, and you know that was when the lockdown came and all that. And since then, I haven't. So why am I the only one here? Paul, I used to. Okay, you're back. Catalyst, you're not here. So Paul, a few more questions, then we are done. We've taken enough of your time. What do you think is the most common reason that holds photographers back?
The most common reason.
Yeah, that holds us back.
Okay. That the how do you call it? There's a name for it. Like the love for gear. That love for gear. Like
Gear
you feel like you
acquisition
don't have.
syndrome, GAS.
Aha, very good. You feel like you don't have enough. I used to feel the same way. You see, at a point in time, no matter what you're holding, you feel like no, it's not enough. I need an 85 1.4. I need this. I need this. Those small things, they are the things that hold us back. Because you think because you don't have an 85 1.4, you can't shoot like maybe Ghananie or you can't shoot like Catalyst or something like that. You get it is good
That's
to have the
true.
gear, but you have to just believe in yourself that okay, the client doesn't even know the equipment you are using. You get it. I didn't buy the Z6 because I want to have like excuse me high-end equipment or something like that, but it's just because I know it will get the job done for me easier and faster. You get it. So once you understand that
Yeah.
what you are holding is what is going to do the job for you, and you are not suffering from that syndrome, you are going to move forward. And the fact that people think when you start photography you need to make money now, hey, that's a very big thing that is holding us back. Because trust me, the first few years of starting photography, all the money you are going to make, you are going to use it to buy lenses and all this stuff, upgrade your equipment and all this stuff. So if you think, oh, I saw this guy, I know him, but just recently he bought a car. I know this guy, just recently he bought this. He does only photography, but you don't know what actually went into it. So I would advise that you invest in the equipment, make sure you are building your brand correctly, invest in your social media platforms. In Ghana here, website is not that important. Let me add that it's not that important. When you go outside there, website is very, very important. But I've had a website for a very long time, and I don't remember the number of people who booked me through that website. It will be less than 3. So when the time came
Wow.
for it to renew, I didn't even bother myself renewing it. I will do it like not now. No. It's good to have a
But the more you
website,
wait,
but
your domain will die.
yes, I have already made purchases for that, but I just don't feel like putting much effort
Okay.
into the website. You get, So your social media platform, they are very, very important. Use as many as possible, and then the holding back issue again. Make sure that you don't look at Ghana and this 85 1.8 and you think your 50 mm is not important
That's
again.
true. That's true.
So
I
that
remember, recently we bought a complete gear together and then we split it. Do you remember that deal we had?
yeah. I remember.
We
I
bought
remember.
a camera and a lens, and then Paul
Yes,
ended up taking the lens, and I took the camera body.
yes.
I look back at it and I'm like, how did we even get to agree? Because we had never met and nothing like that, but we managed to agree on how without fighting, like without anybody thinking this. And I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. We are all brothers in this industry. You don't necessarily
Mm.
need to meet somebody before you can be nice with a person or anything. So my last but one question: if there was a skill you could acquire to help you improve in your wedding photography, what will it be? What skill will it be?
A skill.
Mm.
Hmm. Wedding photography.
Yeah. Is there a skill you wish you had, or a skill that you think, if I know how to do this particular thing, it will help my business?
That's a very tough one. I don't think I know. Because over the years, I've developed so many skills relating to wedding photography. If there will be a skill, it will be being able to maybe sell a client properly. Do you get it? Even though I'm able to book as much weddings as I like, but there are a lot of clients that come and go because my how do you call it? My selling skills
Your
are not that
marketing
great.
skills.
Yes, my marketing skills, even though I've tried to grow it to some level
But you're
where
just
it
like
is
me.
okay. So if there's a skill everyone should be focusing on, it should be the marketing. Everybody can take nice pictures, but not everybody can win that client.
So that's where Catalyst falls in, the business aspect, the business side. No matter how good you are at taking pictures, if your business side is not good, Charlie, the money won't come in. You'll be losing customers more than you're gaining. All right. So your final question before, if you have anything to share with us. Now, if you could ask your followers to do one thing today to tackle either environmental or social issues, what would it be?
Environmental or social issues.
Yes. You pick just one.
Okay. I'll go with environmental because I'm an environmental and safety engineer by profession.
Okay.
It's quite unfortunate. I've not practiced it even once in my life.
Wedding photography has taken over.
Yes. But it bothers me a lot when I see the environment being degraded just like that. So I think the environment is important to all of us. Without the environment, we cannot exist. You get it? A serene environment means a serene mindset. You live in an environment that is not, how do you call it, comfortable. You will not be comfortable yourself. So if there's a project I'll take on, it will be to save the environment, to make sure the environment remains the same. In the beginning, I said I moved to Takoradi because of the sea. The sea is something that is very, very important to me personally. No matter my condition, when I go and sit by the beach, by the time I come back, I'm happy. So if you're able to maintain the seas properly, if you're able to maintain the environment there at the sea and other environments, you see that our lives will be much, much improved.
All right. So that's what Paul has to tell us. Keep the environment clean. Don't be sitting in a car. You finish drinking pure water, they just throw the rubber on the street just like that. Don't go to the beach with your drinks. When you finish drinking, you just leave the containers there. Especially you go on location, go and finish shooting, then you leave rubbish there like that. That's the reason why Airport City, they stopped us from shooting there. Because one time I went there myself. I went to do a pre-birthday. That was where the clients wanted it. And I saw the rubbish there and I knew that they were fellow photographers who used the place not long ago. And rubber, Coke, the plastic bottle and all that makeup stuff, the face wipe. You could see that they wiped their face and all that, the pencil that they sharpened, everything was on the floor like that. I was like, nah, this thing is not good. It wasn't long after that they put a notice that no photography there. And I was like, yes, this is right. You use somebody's environment and then you just dirty the place like that and then leave. So please, as Paul said, let's learn to keep the environment clean. Wherever you go, whether somebody is watching you or not, don't litter the place. Keep everything in your bag. When you get to a place where there is a bin, you drop it. When I drink pure water, I put it in my the side of my bag. I always keep it there. When I get home or somewhere where there is a bin, I drop it in. Because so let's keep the environment clean. Now, Paul, is there anything you want to say? Any message, any thing that you want to give? Yes, before that even, let's have your social media handle. Can you type your Instagram handle in the chat so I can project it? Or if you can mention it, we will type it and then project it. Oh, is Paul frozen? Hello, Paul. Am I the one frozen or Paul is frozen? Okay, guys, am I still here or I'm frozen? If I'm here, please let me know. But I think we can't, I can't see Paul, he's frozen. So guys, please let me know if, let me know what you're experiencing. Can you see me or you can't see me? Is Paul visible or he's frozen? Because I can see he's frozen here, but I'm moving. So you guys should let me know. Okay, so Paul is frozen and I'm here. All right, so let's see. Let's wait for Paul to come back as we do that. But then if we have any, like, okay, so I'm sure Paul will come back. If you have any experienced wedding photographer here or any photographer who wants to share his experience or anything, you have any word of advice or something, just 5 minutes. You can join the video and then share it, then we go off. Just 5 minutes. And yes, guys, my lighting has improved. All thanks to, okay, yeah, so Ivan says, okay, so there's the Vodafone airtime here. Ivan says, thank you for, you have shared a wealth of knowledge with us today. Yes, he's outside Accra. He started from Takwa and then moved to Takrade. Takrade is about at least 4 hours drive from Accra. So you see, it's not like Accra where, hey, them, you got both airtime. Wow, that's nice. Kasi, one person got both airtime. So yes, my lighting has improved. All thanks to Evans. You know, Evans, thank you for opening my eyes to cinematic lighting. This is what I've been wanting all this while. And today, Seun of all people has acknowledged that my light looks sweet. Wow. And Kojo Edem has also said he loves it. I'm using just one light, one LED panel, which I've placed, you know, I've Nicodemously placed it in a softbox, and it's diffused in an 80 centimeter softbox. That's what I'm using. It's boomed, it's on a boom stand at me. Then I'll put a reflector somewhere here just to kill some of the, no, it's wait. Just to kill, why is this thing, to kill some of the, okay, so the reflector is working here. Oh, okay, so this place is that. All right, so the reflector is here to kill some of the shadows, and I'm looking good. Thanks, Ivan. Thank you. Also, the background. Oh, Jim, you're here. Yes, the back. This is my white backdrop. I have a shoot tomorrow. The last yesterday there was a shoot here. They used white, and tomorrow I have a shoot that I'll be using white. So I've left it on like that. So that's the blue, the white seamless paper. That's how come today my everything is looking sweet. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to arrange like soft boxes behind me whenever I'm having the live session, so that you know, they will kind of I just hope they won't be distracting. I'll fix like 2 soft boxes behind. I can even put this parabolic one behind me, so it gives me that kind of I don't think so. You don't know that. No, see, I was trying to, you know, the webcam flips the thing. So this is, so wait, hold on. This is my left, which is supposed to be on my left, but see where it is. Okay, so Paul says his link is gone. Okay. So Paul's link disappeared, but at least we got to the end of it. Thank God we were able to finish before his link disappeared. Thank God we were able to get to the end before that. But the thing is, okay, yeah, so Dixon, Paul disappeared. Yeah, so Ivan says, looks nice. Awesome. Charlie, Evans, you've influenced me. Now see, look at me now. And then, you know, back then I used to turn on the lights in the studio, but for this is the second time I just turn it off and use only the light from the softbox. Charlie, you see, when you have bosses training you, this is what happens. Even thank you for showing me the light. Now Paul is frozen. Okay, let me see. Okay, PDY is back. Okay, so Paul, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. The network in Takoradi is that good. What network are you using?
Tablenet.
Tablenet. Oh, okay. I think it's now in Accra. They say what we are oversubscribed. So Accra now is very bad. Yes, it's very, very bad. It used to be very nice, but since we oversubscribed, we've been having terrible network now. But I'm sure it's way good in Takoradi.
Yes, very good.
Oh, okay, all right. Yes. So as I was saying, we always give our guests the chance to tell us something, like anything we've not asked, any message you want to send out there that we haven't touched on. But then the thing is, your social media handle. You can either, if you have access to the chat, you can type them in the chat, or you can mention so that I type it and then beam it out so that people can check you out.
No, okay. So my social media handle, Instagram is PDY Weddings, Facebook PDY Weddings, and
then the PDY is there. There's an underscore, right? Or no underscore?
No, together. For Instagram, it's PDY Weddings together.
Wedding or weddings?
Weddings. Yes.
Okay. All right. So PDY Weddings on IG. Facebook.
PDY Weddings. So separate words.
Okay. And then YouTube.
YouTube, I'm there as Paul Deuce. So Paul and then the DUSE.
Paul Deuce.
Yes.
DUSE. Okay. So guys, these are his social media handles. On IG, it's PDY Weddings. So you guys can check him out at the end of the stream. Then interact, follow. This is the whole idea. One family. Let's link up. You might never know. You end up in Takoradi. You need to shoot a gig, and you need to rely on somebody. He knows the terrain very well. He's been there since, like, that's where his trade is. So you can fall on him for him to help you or something, or you find yourself in Takoradi and you need to link up with a photographer. He's there. I used to come to Takoradi a lot. Back then, that was 2014, 2015. I was a network technician, and I was working with this oil company. We were installing security cameras for their gantry. Where I'm sure you will know that area, getting close to Takoradi Port. There is this area where the tankers load fuel from. I was working from, it's close to Okatechie Hotel. I always lodge at OKT.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you know that very well. And God is love was like my kitchen. That's where I always had my fufu and my bancoin. All right. So Paul, tell us, is there a message you want to send out? Is there something we left out? Talk to us.
No, okay. I think we have spoken a lot and we have touched almost every necessary aspect of wedding. But before I leave, I just want to tell everyone that is planning on entering the wedding photography genre, or how do you call it, area. That wedding photography, even though it's very lucrative, there's money there, but you have to put in the work. You shouldn't expect to just enter there and then within the first year you'll be booking as many clients as possible. Be ready to learn from those who are already in the business. I quite remembered I had to shoot weddings for other photographers with my own gear and all those stuff just to gain the experience. And at that time, the money was not my problem. what I was focused on is the client paying the other photographer. What my number one rule is, if the client is not paying you, I'm not going. It doesn't matter whether you are paying me or not. But once the client is not paying you, I'm not going, because definitely that client will not respect me. So I will not go. But it doesn't matter whether the photographer is paying me or not. I will still go and do the job as long as he's being paid. So try and then contact other people in the business. The problem is these days everybody wants to be his own boss. It's good to be your own boss, but
A
there are some
boss.
things.
Yeah.
There are some things you have to learn it under someone, and they'll come. What happens is the new photographers, they'll come the very first week, they'll behave well, then the second, third week, they'll start misbehaving towards you. Uh, that will not help, because, like I said, I have people that my guys, most of them they have their own studio, and they shoot their own weddings under their own names. But when they are free and they don't have a job and I have a job, I still call on them, because when they were with me, they have been good to me. And then I remember them anytime I see there is an opportunity. There are situations where I'll just call them or send their number to the client instead of me taking the job, and ask the client to discuss everything with them directly. You get it? So if they
Yeah.
hadn't be that good to me when they were around me, I don't think that will happen. So there are good people out there. A lot of, definitely almost all the wedding photographers who have succeeded in their business, they have good attitude. That's why they have been able to succeed. So if you contact them and then you behave well, I'm sure they will also help you. There are a lot of photographers that need help. They need help. They need people to help them do some gigs. But because of our own attitude, they will either reject the job or they'll just give it to another photographer to just do like that. And in that case, you, the person staying at home that don't get a job and you are misbehaving, you are the one that is being impacted, because I will get my 30 clients at the end of the day. But when it becomes 31, 32, and I know that you are there, you can do the job, I'll link you up and then you do it for you. So let's be humble, and then let's learn our equipment, know what you want. Don't just go out there and be buying Sigma 85 1.4 because you've seen somebody, but somebody has it and is taking nice pictures. The lenses itself doesn't take the picture. It's you, the man behind it, that takes the picture. So you should always take note of that. And I think with that said, I think I've said enough.
That's right. We've taken 2 solid hours of your evening. We really appreciate it, man. We really appreciate it. We are glad you honored our invitation, and knowing that at any time when we call you, you avail yourself to us. And thanks very much for sharing, this rich info with us. There were personal questions that came from a particular photographer. I'm sure he's been following you for some time and he's been wanting to ask you questions all this while. He sent those questions to me personally to ask you. So just so you know, there are people out there looking up to you. You get it. So thank you very much for being part of us. And then when we need you again, or if you have any info or there is anything you want to share with us, please don't hesitate. Just let me know, and we'll make time and put you on. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for hosting me. And then good night, everyone.
Good night and good evening to some of the people, wherever they are. Some to is good afternoon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome, boss.
Okay, so I'm back to being alone. Now, let me read what Kojo Edem says. He says, I don't look too good to join the stream, but the only thing I would like to say is every profession has its own ethics. I keep saying it. Ethics, they really matter. There are certain things nobody should teach you, but your own ethics should let you know that when you're sneezing, you have to cover your mouth and your nose. You don't wait for COVID-19 for someone to come and tell you cover your mouth and your nose when you are sneezing. It's just ethics. You get it? When you're coughing, like that. No, you cover your mouth. It's just basic ethics. You're shooting alongside another photographer. You don't need to be all over covering them, elbowing them and all that. No. If you're standing here, there's another photographer there. Charlie, occupy your space and let the other photographer occupy their space. Very, very simple, especially video guys. You're shooting. You know that this particular scene, you don't need a wide angle lens. You can use a telephoto. We all stay at one point, use telephoto and zoom in. But no, you're using 35 mm and I'm using 70 to 200. Now you are very close to the client and I am backwards. I use 70 to 200 so that I won't block even the guests from witnessing what's happening. But you are using maybe a 16 mm and you're so close to them and all that. So ethics, let's learn the ethics. If you're invited to a wedding by a vendor, as much as possible, stick to the work of the vendor, leave afterwards. That's basic. Nonetheless, if you're interested in shooting alongside the official photographer, ask. All you have to do is ask, politely ask. If he doesn't mind and he does, if he doesn't mind and if he does, don't be arrogant no matter how good you think you are, no matter how good you think you are. And this applies to guest photographers as well. You see? So these are basic things we should all learn to do. Ask. There is nothing wrong in asking. Oh, I know I've been asked to shoot just decor, or I've been asked to shoot just the makeup for the bride as she was dressing up, but now I'm done. And I'm an upcoming photographer, or I need to take just some small pictures for my page. Are you okay with this? Most of the time when you ask in a nice way, the main photographers will even feel bad turning you down. And that alone will make them, ask you to go ahead and do it. And when you're asked to go ahead, don't ride on that and overdo it. Just do what you can and then leave. You get it? So just be ethical. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Yeah, so you guys are loving my light setup and I'm also loving it. And it's all thanks to Evans for influencing me. Yes, I don't have the SL 60 watts. I'm just using an LED panel. With the LED panel, just direct like that is very harsh. So I put it in a softbox. I tied it inside a softbox, actually. It's an umbrella softbox. And it's coming from the top there. And that's what has given me the cinematic. And I'll put the reflector here. So that's how come this place is a bit bright. Yeah, the reflector is bouncing some light. As you can see, my shirt is not overblown like the other time. And now today the light is not orange for David Mensah. How did Manchester United match end? Did you both lose, or in fact, let me check it so that I can laugh at you now. See, so that has been now this is my light that I'll be using. I just need to get one other one, maybe from this side, to just give me that ring lighting, and maybe one for the background also. Yes, that's that. Oh, Manchester United drew. Yes, yes, yes. No wonder there hasn't been any noise like that. David Mensah, you guys drew. I'm very, very happy. At least now Chelsea can breathe. Yeah, Chelsea can breathe small. I beg, against people, the Enfield people, don't come and chew me, okay? We are still third. That's awesome. Wow. Now the race is very tight for the top 4. This is awesome. Okay, back to photography. So I didn't even mention your name, but see how you're taking it. At least now we are still at third. 3 matches to go. We are good to go. Okay, so guys, I know I told you guys. See, I keep forgetting where to watch because the camera is up here and my screen is here. So, Jim, no, we agree. We've given it to Liverpool, fine, but they are not even part of the race. Now it's between. Hey, Donald, what's up? Donald from Italy. Donald, are you a photographer? Donald, let's have a conversation. Are you a photographer? Charlie Jack, behave. Norwich City, they will see inside for us. You know, they will see inside for us. But United is going to meet Leicester, and both of you are fighting for top position. So it's going to be a very, very tough match for United with Leicester. Donald, are you a photographer? Oh, awesome, awesome. Donald, you know what? If you can join us via video, just use the link I've posted in here. Just tap on it, and it will pick your camera and your mic, and you can join us over here. So we have a short chat, just some 5-minute chat. Yeah. If you can join us, just join us, and let's have a 5-minute chat. You don't need to install anything. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, wow. Yo, Ivan, I really, really envy you. You can go out by this time and go shoot. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Evans, what lens? Okay, don't worry, don't mention it. We'll watch your video when it comes out. Evans, have a nice time testing that lens. But I wish it was me doing that test, you know. Have a nice time testing. When you're done, let's see the video, yeah? Yes, Donald, you can join the StreamYard video so that we have a short convo before you leave. We want to get to know you. That's what this place is about. Family, becoming family, getting to know each other. Because you don't know where you end up tomorrow. See? So if you can join us, if you can't, no problem. Oh, wow, Donald is here already. That's awesome. That was very fast. Hi, Donald. Donald, looks like we can't hear. Is your mic on? Hello, Donald. Is it just me or we can't hear Donald? Yeah, Donald, is your mic on? Oh, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Now it's okay?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now, Donald. How are you doing?
Now it's okay? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now, Donald. How are you doing?
I'm fine. And you? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay, so Donald, you know what you can do for us? Just mute the video on YouTube. You're watching it on YouTube, right? So just mute it on YouTube. But you are getting feedback.
Okay.
You know what you can do for us? Just mute the video.
I'm not getting very well.
You're watching it on YouTube, right?
There's too much interference.
But you are getting feedback.
Okay.
What you can do for us? Just mute the video.
I'm not getting very well.
You're watching it on YouTube, right?
Too much interference.
Okay, so have you muted the video on YouTube?
Let me check.
Okay, so have you muted the video?
Okay.
Okay, so I think it's better now. We can hear you now without the feedback.
Okay.
All right, so you're a photographer. Is this the first time you're joining us?
Yes. My first, yes.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, and I hope you haven't forgotten to subscribe.
Thank you. I'm familiar in the photography and cinematography, but I have not have a chance.
You've not had a chance to do photography, right? You do mostly
It's my
cinematography,
passion.
right?
I can I cannot leave it. I'm not getting.
Yeah, I was saying you said what you're into cinematography, but you want to do photography, right?
Yes, photography and video.
Oh, okay. Awesome. But which one do you do most?
Mhm.
Video or photography?
Yes, I would say that it's a pleasure for me to speak with you because
Yes. It's our pleasure also
all the
having
time
you on
I'm
here
looking
this
your work better my own.
Okay. All right. So since tonight's session has ended, we'll be back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT. I don't know what time difference it is between Ghana and Italy, but 8 p.m. GMT, we'll be back on here tomorrow with another interesting session. So do make sure you're here with us so that or you can even have you on for about 5 minutes before the main guest comes on. So don't miss tomorrow's edition. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we'll see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you. I will be okay.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
All right. So that was Donald here with us. So yes, over here we are one family. There's no discrimination. Whoever you are, once you're part of us, I keep saying, yeah, Seun, good night. I'm also leaving. We are all going. So guys, thank you very much for being part of this. I'm so glad United drew. At least Chelsea still gets to remain at the third position. Nobody should hate me for this, please. I'm a blue. All right. So we'll meet you again tomorrow, 8 p.m. GMT. We are interviewing another person from outside Accra, so that it won't be like we are focusing only on Accra. So guys, thank you very much. Stay safe. Wear your nose mask when going out. Wash your hands. Sanitize your hands. Wash your hands with soap and the running water. Sanitize your hands, and don't be too close to people. Practice social distancing. Don't go where you're not supposed to be. If you don't have to be there, don't go. Just stay home. Minimize the spread. So guys, we'll see you again tomorrow. And if you haven't dropped your thumbs up for this video yet, just press the thumbs up. If it's gray, it means it's not. So just press it till it's blue. You can, if this hasn't been helpful to you and you think you don't like it, you can thumbs down. It doesn't matter. But then we'll pray that you thumbs up. If you're using your phone, just close the chat and then press the thumbs up. If your subscribe button is still red, it means you haven't subscribed. So just press on it till it becomes gray and then tap on the bell and enable all notifications just so that when we go live, you can be notified and you join us automatically. Yeah. Okay. So we'll meet again tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT. Enjoy your night, guys. Okay. So I promised I was going to show you guys my light setup. So as we are going, let me just turn around and then show you guys what it is. So I'm using a webcam. That's how come my stream has been nice lately because I'm using a webcam. And this is the reflector. Could you hear them? Have you seen this is the reflector, the 120 centimeters? It's even dead. I need to buy another one. Somebody says I can spray that abro spray on it and it will be good. It will be good. So and then that's my light. See how big it is. This is the 80 cm. I have that's the LED panel inside. I'm diffusing it with that, and then it's on the boom stand. See, and I've turned off the main light up there. It's off. That's why I have this cinematic thing. So the light is just shining on me. See, it's just shining. And this webcam is very powerful. I got it from a vendor on GG. Yeah, GG is like the former OLS. So you see, it's still possible to get good stuff online on these these online websites. You just have to know what you're looking for and be prudent. Don't just spend money. Something this one, it was delivered before I paid on delivery, and when it came, the delivery guy waited for me to test it to make sure it's working before I even sent the memo. So please, it's still possible to buy good stuff online. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Make sure you test it. Make sure you see the thing before you pay for it. Don't send mobile money. Don't send money to people when you haven't seen the appliance yet, right? All right. So good night, guys.